So Trump is not yet in office, and we starting to see good news or good headlines about a certain direction how Trump presidency or administration is going to influence certain things. And I want to get started with the first one. The first one that I wanted to review was about the DOJ dropping the federal charge case against Donald Trump. And many people think, oh, they're not afraid. They're not afraid that they're going to be prosecuted. But in the Bloomberg article, they actually explain why you cannot prosecute a president while in office, as this would distract. The president's job is already difficult enough. So having to deal with a federal case going on as he's trying to run the country is definitely going to affect how he's able to effectively run the country. Therefore, they have decided to drop the charges. There are definitely multiple things why they're deciding to drop the charges right now. Maybe some people are trying to save their jobs. Some people are trying to be more cautious about this specific situation. So I wanted to give the report. I will definitely provide all the articles that we discussed today. And let me jump to the second one. Another article is New York City. It's ending the voucher program that they have for migrants. I don't know if you guys paid attention, but New York City, to be a solid blue state, Florida had a bigger margin for Trump than New York City had for Kamala. That is not a good sign. And I think Democrats are paying attention and they're trying to be aware that I understand you can have plans in place, that way you can take care of the migrants, but you can have a homeless population in your city and taking care of immigrants before your own citizens, because your own citizens can vote against you. And look how things are going right now for the Democrats. They're lost the presidency, lost the Senate, and I think they're going to lose the House as well. So, second article that I wanted to discuss, which for me personally, as an immigrant myself, was definitely important to me. Migrant Caravan breaking up after Trump's victory. There's one thing that people don't understand when it comes to politics. Not only politics, but perception. If people that are trying to go across the border illegally, and you have a president that tends to be harder on border or on illegal crossing, those people are less likely to come. Does it mean they're not going to try? Not necessarily, but it says it's kind of like a deterrent. I would say it's similar, like you have a house and someone that's trying to break into the house, they see a house with a camera, they see a house without cameras, one house with a fence, one house without a fence. Can they jump the fence and still rob your house? Yes. But it's a deterrent. That way those people would think about it twice. This is what seems to be happening around the border issue, which is a significant issue. And I mentioned this in the past. Biden allowed as many people through the border. This is just the numbers that we have, as during 12 years of 12 years, the 8 of Obama and the 4 of Donald Trump. How can one administration of 4 years allow more illegal immigrants crossing than 3 administrations? Obama 1, Obama 2, and Donald Trump. You cannot do such a horrible job. It's like they were trying to do a bad job, and definitely they're paying the consequences about that. The other part that I wanted to discuss, which is one of the complaints that I have with traditional liberals. What happened to the liberals that were anti-war? What happened about Joe Biden making just the attempt of finding a peaceful solution about Ukraine? If Biden made the attempt of trying to speak with Putin and trying to find a peaceful resolution, and they give you a ridiculous offer, then you have the actual support of helping Ukraine more. In that case, if you wanted to. But they never have any intentions of actually having a conversation about ending the war. Because they don't care. Because they know all the people that are going to be making a lot of money from this war. Because, I mean, I understand other countries do the same, do it as well. But there's a financial reason why the U.S. is supporting the war. It's not because we're so nice, because we are the moral superiority of the world. Yes, we are morally better in certain aspects, but we're doing it because of money. At the end, war, influence, money, our natural resources is one of the reasons the Ukraine war is still going on. So Donald Trump, it's already given hints that there's going to be conversation about ending the war and having a conversation about this. And Putin, he already gave positive remarks about Donald Trump, about his courage, about the way he reacted when the assassination attempt, and all the things that even the most left wing would admit that Trump definitely handled the assassination attempt like a freaking boss. The fact that he just didn't stay down and just went hiding into his car, it was pretty brave of him what he did at that time. But this is the things that people wanted to see. There's definitely all the things that I would like to see from the Trump administration. There's definitely talks about term limits. I want to see term limits for Congress, for the Senate, and for the House. I want to see the stock trading. People in Congress cannot be trading individual stocks. That's something that cannot happen. It should not be allowed at all. And I'm hoping this is something that we can definitely do down the road. Also, the overspending, but the issue with the debt, I think, is the more complicated issue. Even though I would like to see drastic changes, it's very unrealistic from my part. But there's one of the most important things that I want to see Donald Trump do. I don't ever want to see a freaking Omnibus Bill. I don't want to see 1,000-page bill telling you, oh, you cannot vote for this. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. 1,000-page bill, 24 hours before the day they're going to vote, knowing nobody's going to read that, and knowing that all those laws, all that money, I think it would be the definition of corruption. Having the fact that we have Omnibus Bill, that shouldn't exist in the first place. We should have single bills, because what both sides do is they name a bill, oh, saving women's rights, and then they have gun control in the women, it's saving women's rights. And they're not gonna tell you. They're just going to say, "Hey, the other side, they don't want to save women's life." And it's very disingenuous, because most people are not going to read a 1,000-page bill, and it creates too many holes for the government to become more corrupt. Another thing that I would like to see is, I think that's definitely the most important one. I think Omnibus Bills is going to, on the long run, resolve many issues. But I'll make a later video what are all the things that I'm hoping to see from the Trump administration. Definitely not toxic Trump. I want to see a more moderate Trump. I want to see the version that we're seeing so far. I'm hoping he maintains that. So I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to share some quick news article that I saw. I'm going to link everything below if you guys want to read it yourself. And if you have any criticism, anything that you want to suggest, please feel free to let me know. Goodbye.